When my pickle's getting stroked at a low pace, it's certainly not my favorite way to pass time. One Piece is like getting your dill stroked at 1 mile an hour. Sure, it feels good. Not as good as it could feel if we were to, say, jump those numbers up to 5, maybe 10 miles an hour. There is an upside to this low pace, however, because after a low pace of a nearly infinite stroking session, you get that underwear-filling, coochie-drilling climax, unmatched by any other form of pleasure created by the Lord himself. And this is only achievable through massive edging and torture. This is what it's like to watch One Piece. Also, this video will have spoilers talking about a show that's been going on for over 20 years. Without mentioning spoilers in a video where I'm literally trying to persuade and dissuade you from watching it would be impossible. One Piece is filled with some of the greatest highs in all of media, as well as providing one of the cruelest ways that a human being could pass time. This video was originally going to be why you should watch One Piece, but seeing as this anime is my favorite as well as my least favorite anime of all time, I could not in good conscience make a video giving a blatant recommendation of this bastard of a show. I'm gonna start with everything that I like from the show because, One Piece, you will not escape my wrath. It's great. I love it. One Piece takes you on a true adventure, from one island to the next, from a new friend to a new foe. Luffy has the dream of finding the One Piece, a treasure left behind by the previous pirate king, Gold D. Roger. So Luffy and his crew / friends he picks up along the way set out on the Grand Line to complete Luffy's dream. The Grand Line is just a giant ocean current that runs across the world, also where all the most infamous and vicious pirates reside. The deeper you go into the Grand Line, the more treacherous it becomes. As Luffy's crew navigates the world, we learn about political drama and even mysteries that are still unanswered in the show, such as the Void Century, where all documented history for 100 years was purged from the world. As these adventures happen, the show really makes you feel as if you're going alongside the crew, going through the struggles with them. And really, you can only achieve this with a show that's been going on for this long, because after spending so much time with the crew, you inevitably just start liking them because you witness all the hardships that they go through. The fights in this show can be great. One Piece's narrative is also pushed through fights, mainly fights that Luffy wins, and Luffy is eating the Gum Gum Devil Fruit, turning him into a rubber man, meaning he can stretch his body nearly as much as he wants, as well as negate blunt damage at the cost of losing his ability to swim. And yes, he can stretch his dill. Oda confirmed this. There are numerous types of abilities that the devil fruits can give people, but all come at the cost of losing your ability to swim. There are abilities such as turning yourself into a hawk, or even turning yourself into the literal element fire, or even resurrect yourself from the dead, even if you're already a skeleton. If you haven't picked up at this point, One Piece can get kinda wacky at times. I mean, literally just look at Luffy's crew. We have a captain who is a rubber man who won't shut up about being Pirate King. His second-hand man is a freak bounty hunter who uses 3 swords, one of them literally being in his mouth. His cook refuses to fight anyone with his hands and only his feet. His navigator is actually fairly normal, aside from how her physical appearance progresses in the show. Like, holy shit, look at this! This is fucking insane! How are you standing up? His sniper doesn't even have a gun, but a slingshot and a big-ass nose to accompany it. And sure, it's bigger than my dill, but come on, bro. His doctor is a fucking reindeer who ate a human fruit and became a human reindeer hybrid thing that just makes the company a shit ton of money with merchandising. His archaeologist is fairly normal as well, only that she can make her arms appear anywhere she wants, which could get kinda... You also might be wondering, why do you need an archaeologist? And I'm just telling you to say that I'm not going to tell you. His shipwright is a cyborg who is powered by bottles of soda. Yes, you heard that right. And his musician is the now alive skeleton guy that I mentioned earlier, with the newest addition of the crew being a fishman! This is but a mere fraction of the wacky shit this show gets up to. One reason I always like this show is because I love the reason why Luffy wants to become Pirate King. Because to him, becoming Pirate King is becoming the freest man in the world. And watching One Piece, it definitely made me value freedom more, and making my own decisions, as well as making me think for myself more. I also always loved how friendship was done in this show, because frankly, it's hard to find that in any shows or movies that come out, where they actually exemplify what it's like to have a good friendship, especially in anime, at least in my experience, and I've seen my fair share. But in One Piece, some of the best moments in the show are just when the crew is talking with each other and goofing around, especially after a major climax in the series, and as I mentioned earlier, the show also really makes you feel like you're there too. Okay, it's time to get that rubber cock out of my mouth. What the fuck? This show has made me want to lose my mind on multiple occasions. The pacing is atrocious. This show certainly does not need to be over 1,000 episodes, especially when so many episodes don't even start until 9 minutes in. There's 7 minutes of recap as well as the intro before you get to watch anything. But then when the show actually starts, it's just characters rephrasing lines from previous episodes or just rambling about stupid shit we don't care about. Also, how am I supposed to recommend this show that's over 1,000 episodes to anybody? It literally takes 17 days of 24/7 non-stop watching to finish this show. You would have to spend 1 month where all you do is sleep and watch One Piece to finish it. You would have to watch 1 episode a day, and it would take you over 3 years just to get caught up to where it's at, and it's not even finished! Although I imagine there can't be any more than like 300 episodes from where they're at right now, or there better be at least, because who knows how long the show's gonna go on. It's just an infinite money printer, and they can keep it going as long as they want. But it's all really up to Oda himself, isn't it? Can someone just tell me who's been watching the show weekly since 1999? How the fuck you have kept your sanity? Someone in the comments, please tell me that. Not to mention these soundtracks are so boring! Just watch this and tell me you're not bored!
What's wrong with you, bro? What the heck? You tripping, bro? You tripping?
In the newest arc in the series, it just finished. It's 197 episodes long. Okay, I had to sit there and wait 4.5 years. 4.5 fucking years just to finish it. And it was easily and by far their worst arc. By far! The whole fandom has been loving this arc to death, and I just absolutely despise it. I loathe it. It is the epitome of everything wrong with this show. It's so dragged out. It just made me want to blowtorch my eyeballs watching it. That would be more preferable. To me, One Piece has just been on a progressive decline ever since their mid-climax of the show, where a very key plot point happens for Luffy's character development, as well as a plot point for the show. I'm not exactly sure why I feel it was worse, it just didn't feel like One Piece to me anymore, with the arcs that followed. That being said, I still liked many parts of Fishman Island, or Whole Cake Island, and the Dressrosa arc leading up to Wano, but it just wasn't scratching my balls like it used to. And I think that's just my main issue with the show, is that most of my favorite moments from the show are in the first half, but the second half, I just haven't liked nearly as much. Lots of these issues are due to the studio that produces the anime, Toei Animation. Who also produced Dragon Ball Z, which I'm sure you've heard of. They don't do a bad job considering the deadlines they're put on, but many people in the One Piece community say that the manga gets rid of the pacing issues and has way more flow. I wouldn't know this because I've only read the first chapter of the manga, so this video kind of just ended up being me ranting non-specifically about my favorite/least favorite show. So the question would be, should/shouldn't you watch it? And there's just so many aspects to the show, I can't even really answer the question. I definitely think everyone should give the show a try. I got hooked into it immediately, but I know that won't be everyone, and I think a good gauge as to whether you're gonna like the show or not is around the episode 40 mark, which ends the first main arc of the story. And that being said, that's still a good amount of episodes, and some people say that around the episode 330 mark is where you get a good gauge, but I don't personally subscribe to that. Usually if a show doesn't hook me right off the bat, I just won't watch it. I do think One Piece is a little different just because of how long it is and how much the show fluctuates. I'm also not going to take the episode count into consideration when recommending or not recommending this show, because it's kind of just a double-edged sword. If you only kind of like the show, then the episode count is only going to do you dirty, because you're going to have to sit through 1,000 episodes of mildly entertaining content, which sounds like hell. But if you really end up liking the show, then 1,000 episode count's just going to be a blessing, because you get to experience what you want that much more. So yeah, I have no answer.